Welcome to Onslow County Today. I'm your host, Lisa Whitman-Grice, and we have a wonderful selection of guests joining us today. We're going to talk with Amy Small from Onslow County Health Department about the BSEP program. We'll also visit with Allison Mattocks from Onslow County Cooperative Extension. It's time for the fair. And we'll talk with LaQuesha Cadwallader from Onslow County Park and Recreation, where there is something going on fun all the time. We'll also chat with Jennifer Randall about their upcoming Renaissance Festival. And finally, we'll chat with Ray Silance from Onslow County 911 and here at the Southwest Fire Department about fire prevention and safety. As always, we are so glad that you are here for Onslow County Today. Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us now is Amy Small, lead educator with the Onslow County Public Health Department. Amy, thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
You know, every October, you all join us for a conversation because we all have breast cancer awareness top of mind. And you shared with me earlier off camera that is your background is in mammography. And how did that bring you to public health? I'm just curious.
That's a great question. I was working in South Carolina at a mammography institution, and we were seeing a lot of women coming in, accessing care at a very late stage in breast cancer. Mm-hmm. They were using our free program that we had. However, they were in very late stage and often very young. Mm-hmm. And that got me very curious as to access to care and maybe where some of the barriers were, whether it was a lack of information or being put out in the right places.
I mean, so tell us what the BSEP program is. What does this long acronym stand for, and why is it so important here in Onslow County?
Yes, the BSEP program is the Breast and Cervical Cancer Control Program.
Okay.
That North Carolina participates in, as well as Onslow County. And it is open to women ages 21 to 64. It includes screenings for breast cancer and cervical cancer, and also covers some follow-up care depending on the eligibility.
And so this program, this initiative that's administered here, Onslow County is one of many public health agencies that are that participate to provide service for women, as you said, in that eligible group, so that they don't have any impediment to breast cancer and cervical cancer screenings.
Correct. It's covers screenings, and it's also available to women who have become aware of a problem. Okay.
And you know, the idea certainly, I mean, when we think about the idea of screenings, and we know that a problem an issue may have arisen, is this early intervention. As you said, one of the things that brought you beyond your previous position was the idea that it was late stage, or we were well into perhaps our diagnosis, or hadn't had a diagnosis, but perhaps were symptomatic. And it's the idea of early intervention, early detection, right?
Yes. Medicine has come a long ways, and the earlier we can detect a possible cancer, the better the treatment options, the more treatment options that are available.
You know, I think that one of the things we tend to key in on those high points of when we talk about especially detecting cancers in women like breast cancer. We say, oh, I don't have a history. Oh, I did everything right. You know, but how important are those screenings regardless, Amy?
Very important. I often tell women, you might not have family history, but the family histories, they start somewhere.
Right.
They start with someone. So even if you don't have a family history, it's important to be screened. There are other risk factors besides genetics.
And so we want to talk about how then, if someone is in the community, a woman who meets that eligibility, can reach out to the Onslow County Health Department to learn more about the BSEP program, to find out if they're eligible, and to find out how they can participate and begin the process of screenings or ongoing review of their condition.
The first step they should take is to give us a call. So they can call the Onslow County Health Department, and they will get them set up with an appointment, and they can come in and talk to our fees and eligibility. Individuals, they are lovely. They will sit down and look through what information they have and see what their financial history is, their financial background, their insurance background, and they will make a decision based on the state's requirement.
So to make sure that you
fall within.
Fall within. And of course, you know, our Onslow County Health Department offers well care checks,
yes,
regardless of your eligibility. So you can have health screenings as well at our health department.
Absolutely. Yes, breast exams and other screening for women can be done under the family planning clinic as well.
Fantastic. So, I mean, we want to make sure that folks know how to reach you all, know where to find the real detailed information about eligibility for BSEP. You mentioned that we're just one of many counties, and so there is, I won't say a restriction, but there are allocations of positions within that BSEP program. So contacting you all, reaching out earlier is always better.
Yes, earlier is better. Each fiscal year we're allotted to be able to assist so many individuals within the county. Sometimes they can extend that if other counties do not use up their allocations.
Okay.
However, the sooner the better for your health as well.
Well, isn't that always the case, right?
Yes.
We don't need to put these things off. We don't need to say, oh, I'll get to that.
Yes.
Well care should always be our priority for ourselves and for our families.
Yes, it's hard for us to care for others if we're not caring for ourselves first.
So we want to make sure that folks know exactly how to best reach you all. So your main number at the health department for us, please?
Yes, it's 347-2154.
All right. And of course, your social media, I mean, that's your public health education team is phenomenal. Your social media postings, and how do we get to your website?
Yes, if you go to the Onslow County government page, you can follow the links to health, and there's specific information about the BSEP program on there as well.
All right, so Amy, the last thing I want to leave our viewers with and ask you about, you come from a career in mammography. We've talked about the BSEP program and the need for early detection. Your message to those out there, and we want to be clear that in terms of screenings in general, in terms of early detection in general, we are not limited just to women. We want to talk about why it's important for all of us, men and women, to be mindful of these important tests and screenings. And share with us your personal approach or your personal perception on that.
Absolutely. So I would definitely say for women at the age of 21 to start having those conversations with your healthcare provider. They can take into consideration your background, your family history, your race, your ethnicity. All those kind of play a role in your prevention plan. As a male, there's not screenings typically that are done. However, it's very important because men can get breast cancer. They're less than 1% of those diagnosed with breast cancer, but it's still there. So if any changes are noticed, any lumps, any changes in the skin, it's always very important to get it checked out as soon as possible.
So don't delay, don't put it off. Life gets in the way and say, oh, I'll call tomorrow.
Absolutely, absolutely. Call today.
Call today. Amy, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for what you all do for public health in Onslow County and keeping us all as well and happy as we can be. Thank you for that.
Thank you for having us.
Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us now is a new guest, Allison Mattocks with Onslow County Cooperative Extension. Allison, thanks for being here today.
Of course.
Now, you are going to be the subject matter expert on all things today because you've got a lot to talk about.
Yes, ma'am.
And of course, the first thing we want to talk about is through Cooperative Extension and NC State University, you all have taken out a bounty on Bradford pears.
Yes, ma'am.
Is this true?
Yes, ma'am.
They're so pretty, but oh man, are they a problem tree.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell us a little bit about some of the complaints we get about Bradford pears through the years.
Yes, ma'am. So first of all, they're smelly. They'll produce this fish-like smell.
Yeah.
Additionally, they are structurally weak. So us, especially being in a hurricane-prone area, winds come through and they'll knock them down. So, yes, ma'am.
Split them, twist them. They looked really cute. Everybody said, oh, this is
Yep.
going to be the perfect landscape tree. And then maybe no.
Yes, ma'am.
And so in order to absolve ourselves of this problem tree, you all have a special program called the Bradford Pear Bounty Program. Tell us when that is and what we need to do to participate.
Yep. So it's going to be on October 12th from 9 a.m. to 11. It's going to be at our farmers market location. And to participate, you'll have to pre-register. And you can find that on our website and on our Facebook. But you can go to treebountync.com.
Okay.
To pre-register. But to actually get your replacement tree, you'll have to remove the Bradford pear yourself. And from there, you can come and pick up your free native replacement.
Now, I don't drag that big old Bradford pear and put it in the back of my truck
No, ma'am.
and drive it and say, here he is. What do I need to do?
You just remove it yourself. You can have a tree company come and remove it. There's actually some tree companies who will offer a discount for doing the program.
Okay.
And you can find that on the website when you pre-register as well. But yes, remove it yourself, and then you can come to the farmer's market to pick up your free tree.
And how do I prove to you that I took down my tree and not my neighbor's tree? Do I need to take a picture? Do I need to have any kind of proof that way, sort of before and after?
Yes, ma'am. So you'll take a picture of the tree before removal and then after removal, just to show proof that you did actually remove the tree. And then from there, they'll let you pick out your free native replacement.
So a tree, when you say a native replacement, this is a tree that is happy in eastern North Carolina.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so we come, and there's no charge for that replacement tree?
No charge at all.
Fantastic. So Saturday, October the 12th, and again, what time?
From 9 to 11.
All right, and we want to remind folks where the Cooperative Extension Office, you're going to be at the farmers market, not at your main offices
Yes,
there.
ma'am.
So let's just remind folks where that is located, the farmers market.
It's going to be 4024 Richlands Highway. So it's right off 258.
So make a day, come to the farmers market, get a tree replacement, enjoy the Discovery Gardens. It's a beautiful time of year to get out there.
Of course, yeah.
Now, it's also a beautiful time of year for Ferris wheels and jams and jellies and chickens. I mean, it's fair season, and you are the absolute fair central at Cooperative Extension. Tell us when the fair is coming up and what we can expect.
The fair will be from October 15th to the 19th. You can come and bring your entries. So if you bake, crochet, sew, paint, you can come from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. on October 14th to submit your entries into the fair. And it's a great way to show what you created and also win a bit of money. So,
you know, the fair has been around in Onslow County since the 1850s. And it hasn't really, I mean, aside from all the technological changes, the foundations of the fair are the same. Your gifts and your talents and what you've grown and the jams and jellies that you've put up, or the vegetables. And you all invite folks from around. Now, of course, we want to make sure that people know that they should reach out to you all to just get any details about the types of things that are accepted, correct?
Yes, of course. And also, I brought the fair book with me.
Yay, fantastic.
You can pick up one of the fair books at our office. There are also some at the local libraries, and we also have a digital version on our website.
Fantastic. So all those categories that you can enter into, bring them in on that Monday prior, the 14th.
Yes, ma'am.
And then they would pick things up and find out if they want a ribbon the next Monday, correct?
Yep, on October 21st from 8:30 a.m. to noon.
All right, and you have already opened up and had registration, because one of the other great things about the fair is all the fun educational booths that people can learn about.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, for folks who might be new to the area, and if we all just say, oh, go to the fairgrounds, they might not know where that is. Can you give us a little bit of idea about how to find the fairground?
It's going to be on 17 South, and once you're in that area, there will be signs pointing you to the right direction.
And just look up, because Ferris will be right there.
Yes, ma'am.
Can't miss that Ferris wheel. Well, Allison, it is always great to have you visit with us. We want folks to get your best telephone number, your best website, or social media. So what's your telephone number there at the main office?
So our main office number is 910-455-5873.
Okay.
You can see our website at onslow.ces.ncsu.edu.
Very good.
And then our Facebook page is just NC Cooperative Extension, Onslow County Center.
Well, it is a great Facebook page. It is fun to watch. I just saw some fun stuff about cows recently.
Yes,
Y'all are
ma'am.
always doing some really cool and neat things, especially for our families. So we thank you for that, and we will see you at the fair.
Yes, ma'am.
Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and we are welcome back one of our favorite friends we haven't seen for a while.
It's been a while.
LaQuesha Cadwallader from Onslow County Park and Rec. How have you been?
I've been great. How about you?
Good. Have you recovered from the summer and all those hundreds of sweet little children that have been at Park and Rec all summer?
I finally have, yes.
Caught up. You caught up from that, and now it is another busy season in the life of Park and Rec.
Yeah.
October, you've got some very special things coming up, LaQuesha, and we want to start with the Hispanic Heritage Festival. Tell us when and where and what we can expect.
We're very excited to be hosting that. It is October the 12th at Onslow Pines Park. October 15th ends Hispanic Heritage Month.
Okay.
So we're going to end it with a bang at Onslow Pines Park on October 12th from 1 to 7. We've got some bands coming, live entertainment, yes,
Fantastic.
face painting, and we're hosting a soccer tournament for all day.
You sent me that information, and it's a 7v7
Yes.
adult soccer teams.
Yes, ma'am.
Our knees all hold out, right? But
That's right.
But a soccer tournament, I think that this is so much fun. Or football, like we should be
That's
really.
right. That's right.
This is football.
That's football. Yes.
So tell us a little bit about who your partners are with this, because bringing this all together, you have a great team, LaQuesha, but
do.
I know that you work with the community so well.
Yes, we're so excited to work with the Onslow Hispanic Latino Association to help us bring this event to Onslow Pines Park. Our athletic department is really taking a big impact on that with the soccer tournament.
Very good.
They're going to be hosting that, like you said, adult soccer tournament for everybody. That's a real prominent sport in the Hispanic community.
Absolutely.
So we're bringing that so the families can come out and watch, and we're going to give them trophies for the winner, medals for participation. So we're really excited.
You know, football or soccer is
Yeah.
so exciting to watch. I mean, we all get World Cup fever, and then of course with the Olympics this summer watching.
Yes.
But when you're just watching it in your local community, the enthusiasm and the love, you know, when you bring adults who are playing football or soccer together,
Yeah.
they bring the same excitement. Like they're little kids again, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
They're little kids now. You said lots of bands and music. How about food, LaQuesha?
Oh, you know we have to have food.
Okay.
Yes, there's going to be food trucks from that community, that culture. It's going to come and represent with different food trucks, the face painting, like I said, the live entertainment, DJ, everything. Just a family, fun, excitement.
That is awesome. We are excited. Now, want to ask, any fee to participate or to visit, I should say, not to participate, but just the general public?
Yeah, general public, it's free. Just a registration fee for the soccer teams. It's a $100 registration fee for each soccer team.
Okay, and then each food truck certainly has all their prices and everything based on what they're serving.
Yeah, but for families, it's free, fun, come and enjoy and spectate the soccer tournament.
And learn something about a different community cultural group and celebrate that, that diversity that we have here in Onslow County.
Yes, ma'am. Yep.
Absolutely. Now, we're going to completely shift gears a little bit because my personal favorite event is coming up.
It is.
And you have Monster Bash.
Yes, we are so excited for Monster Bash. Monster Bash has become our second biggest event.
It's wild.
It is. It's huge, and it's, again, family friendly. We love to see all the different costumes with the kids, to the pets, to the family costumes, all the different trunks, all the different departments that come and represent and pass out candy. It's really a fun time.
Do you know, my favorite thing is to see those family costumes. Like, there's a whole Marvel universe out there.
Yes.
Or I think last year, Wednesday Addams was very popular.
It was.
She was everywhere last year. Now, that event will be, again?
October 26th at Onslow Pines Park. It's going to start at 5 p.m. till 9 p.m.
5 to 9.
Yes.
Now, you've added a few things because you've got some new community partners. Tell us about the scary fairy tales and the haunted trail?
Yes, we've partnered with Keller Realtors. They're going to come out and they're going to offer a haunted trail, which is going to be family friendly. It's going to be children friendly, but it's just a new addition. We've got a group coming out to do some improv, a Halloween show on the stage. So yeah, a couple of different things.
Very cool. So much fun. LaQuesha, Onslow County Park and Rec, you all do amazing things.
Thank you.
And I know that you also want to make sure that you're continuing to do amazing things and really reach the community where they are. So you all have been doing some surveys and some studies. I would like you just to speak real quickly to how people can let you know more about what they want to see at our parks.
Go to our websites. After each event, we always do a survey. So we encourage the community to go to those surveys. QR code, just go up there, just let us know what you think and how we can improve our events to make it better for the community.
Well, I think you're awesome.
Thank you.
So we have a great time. Again, let's direct people to the best telephone number and your website or your socials so that we can learn more about the wonderful festival coming up on the 12th. And then the 26th.
Yes, you can always go to onslow.recdesk.com to find out about all of our events. Our social media, we post regularly for that. And you can call us at 910-347-5332.
LaQuesha, thanks for being here. It is always a joy.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us, one of our favorite friends, Jennifer Randall from Youth Services, Onslow County Public Library. Jennifer, thank you for being here today.
As always, thank you for having me. We always love coming out here and talking to you. So,
well, like our friend LaQuesha, we talked earlier how busy this summer was.
Yes.
It was, y'all were just awesome.
Yes.
And then you went straight from that to Library Card Sign Up Month.
Yes.
I know you all had an ambitious goal and you knocked it out of the park.
We did. We had a goal as a library system to sign up 850 new patrons for library cards, and we exceeded that amount. So we are very excited for that. We always try to exceed our expectations, and we definitely have shown that in September. So
fantastic. And now here we are. Fall is finally upon us.
Yes.
And you all have some really fun. We've been talking about this upcoming event with Julie Branson from your office for over a year now.
Yes.
you are hosting a very special event. Tell us about it.
Yes, we are hosting our Run Fair on October 13th from 1 to 4. It is a Sunday, which is really fun because we usually don't host programs on Sundays, but we thought it would be a really great way to get more families in, have some family time. So this is going to be a whole week leading up to it as well. So we will have a kind of like a spirit week leading up to it. So we'll have different performers coming in for our story times. And we'll have our Lego Club is going to have Possumwood Acres coming in with a special possum. So we'll have a special Lego Club for our patrons. And then we're going to also have the fire truck coming in to do fire safety because that's very, very important as well. So that Spirit Week is, that's part of our Spirit Week that week as well. So on October 11th, we'll have the fire trucks coming in for our dance party on that day as well.
Well, awesome. It's a full week.
It's a full week.
Now, and for folks who are not familiar, who've never been to a medieval or a Renaissance fair, this is such a celebration, right? And Julie from your office is so excited about this. Like her enthusiasm has been contagious.
Yes.
So what are the sort of things we can expect if we bring our families out that day?
So we are going to have crafts, and we are going to have food specific for what?
Big turkey legs.
Yes, big turkey legs. We're going to have those, and then we're going to have different performers coming in. So the Jacksonville Performing Arts Center is going to be coming in and performing their Midsummer's Night Dream.
Oh.
So we are going to have that. They're going to be performing that in our meeting space. We're also going to have different vendors set up throughout our grounds with different medieval crafts, different medieval activities. And we are going to have wildlife encounters. So different owls and things like that coming from our friends at Possumwood Acres as well. So we're going to have a lot of different things coming for the Renaissance Fair. And it's going to be a family fun time. And we're trying to focus it more on the history of a Renaissance Fair and the storytelling aspect of it because we are the library.
Sure.
And, we always want to tell a story when you come in.
I mean, that is the beauty and fun of when we think about medieval times and Renaissance and, that sort of magical aspect of it, but also the idea that those celebrations, those gatherings, if you will, were a time when, in the medieval era, communities would come together in the kingdom, right? And buy wares. And so we're very excited. So the museum is excited to be part of that day too. So we're going to dip candles and talk about that. So we're very excited about what y'all are doing.
And it's always nice to get the community together as a whole because there are so many things going on in our community that you could go to, and we're always pulled in different directions. So to have a lot of our community partners coming together for one event, for one special family time, I think that's really special, and it just shows our growth as a county, and it shows our growth as a community that we can all come together and provide these things for our patrons.
And it's going to be a busy, busy weekend in Onslow County all around. So there will be something to do all day long.
Yeah.
Please don't say at my house that you were bored because we will go find something.
Yeah, get in the car. We'll find something to do. There's always something to do here. So.
And then you all have other things. I mean, you've got that Spirit Week, and then all of your special, every branch, which has its own very distinct personality, and they come up with so many great things in general for our community. You have anything you wanted to share about what they're doing, or just direct people to your website and your social media to see all the cool stuff going on?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I could sit here and talk about all the amazing programs that all 4 branches have to offer throughout, but I would definitely suggest going to our website and seeing our events calendar because that's going to give you more of a grasp of really how busy we are at our branches and how much we really do have to offer. We have some really great staff with the Onslow County Public Library that are very passionate about what we do, not only in-house, but also outreach into our community. So we have a lot of really great programs coming up. I definitely suggest sending them to our website, which is the Onslow County nc.gov/library. And you can also come into any 4 of our branches and pick up one of our newsletters for the fall.
So pretty, your fall newsletter.
Tori, our marketing specialist, is amazing at what she does, and she creates awesome graphics. So make sure you're picking up one of these newsletters because it's going to have all of the information for all the programs that we have going on from now until the end of November. So
very good. Well, big thing on the horizon, Renaissance Faire,
Yes.
Knights and Lords and Ladies and Midsummer Night's Dream and, fairies and, I'm trying to remember the names of all the chamomile, I know, and moth. I was trying to remember the names of all the fairies from Midsummer Night's Dream and Puck, the narrator. So it'll be great fun for you all.
It will be. And make sure you come dressed as in your best Renaissance attire, because that's going to be, I think, the most fun is seeing everybody come out dressed in their attire.
So sweet. That is awesome. Well, Jennifer, Randall, thank you as always. We're going to send folks to your social media. We're going to make sure that they check out your website, visit your branches, because we've got one in your community.
Yes.
And you all do great things. So thanks for being here.
Well, thanks for having me as always.
Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us is Ray Silance. Ray, you're here because you wear a couple of different hats. You are, of course, our 911 division head or division chief, and then you are chief of the Southwest Volunteer Fire Department. And we are so grateful that you've opened your doors for us today.
Yes, ma'am. I'm glad to have y'all. Thanks for coming.
Now, we know that October is Fire Safety and Prevention Month, and that's why we really wanted to be here today, because we always want to keep folks in Onslow County as safe as they can be, and it starts at home and our own practices. So you have some tips, some reminders for all of us to keep our households safe, and share those with us.
Yes, ma'am. The very first thing is to make sure you test your fire and smoke detectors, your smoke alarms and things, because yes, a lot of the new houses come with them hardwired to electricity, but they also are battery in them. So we've got to make sure we keep those batteries changed, and we usually say change the batteries every time we change our clocks.
Oh, that's a great reminder, great tip.
Always go test the fire alarms, smoke alarms. Make sure that,
there you go.
Make sure that your kids and everybody that lives in the house, they know what that alarm sounds like, so they don't think it's just something else.
Well, and our household is so full of noises, sounds, and our phones going off, and and sometimes we've become immune.
That's right.
To those sounds going off.
That's right.
So know what it sounds like, test it, make sure the batteries are changed.
Yep. You have to have an escape route. Basically, we try to tell people have 2 or more escape routes from your home. That way, if God forbid, the front part is where you can't walk out because of the fire or smoke, you can escape out the back. And the whole house needs to test this, I would say monthly, get together as a family and test these escape routes, whether you're a 2-story house, 1-story house. What if you're on the 2nd story and you can't get down the stairs to get down to the base level where you can get out? They do sell ladders that you can roll out the window so you can get out from a window. So that's a lot of things that we need to test. So the very first time that we're learning how to escape from a house is not during an actual emergency.
Well, you mentioned your little guy. You have a 9-year-old?
9-year-old, yep.
And he's sort of the safety warden at your house.
Oh, yeah, he's the fire marshal at my house.
Okay,
yes.
So make sure you have a plan.
Yes.
Make sure your kiddos have a plan, because in the midst of something that could be and is scary,
yes,
you want them to and have that moment where they know the firefighters might be coming into the house. Don't hide.
That's right.
Know where family is, and that ever important meeting spot so we can count heads.
Yes, you have to have a meeting spot outside. If we're going to escape out the front door, then we need to go to X spot and we're all going to be there. Or if we're going to escape out the back door or side door, you have that different spot that we're going to meet there.
Okay.
So yeah, it's important that everybody in the family knows that.
Have that family plan.
Yes.
All right. What else can you share with us? Reminders.
I would say just the kids, they don't need to be playing with matches, lighters, things like that. A lot of the common things that we do today, we store items in the oven, and then once mom and daddy get home to cook dinner, we forget that we stored that in the oven. We turn the oven on to preheat it. So now if it's Tupperware, cardboard box pizza, something like that, then that's how you start a fire.
And two, the idea of there are different types of fires in our home, whether it is something left unattended like a candle, to a kitchen fire, and a kitchen fire can escalate so quickly,
Yep.
Talk about how we need to make sure we also have the right equipment in our homes and know what to do in the event of those kind of fires.
Well, we need to make sure that we have fire extinguishers in our kitchens, or they're close, or maybe more than one fire extinguisher. But for the most part, have that ABC fire extinguisher. That usually covers all types of fire. But you know, we don't recommend that the homeowner fight fire. I mean, if it's a small fire, yes, and you can put it out with an extinguisher. But if it's something that's large and it's becoming a blaze, we don't want you in there, because it's not most of the time it's not the fire that kills you, it's the smoke.
Oh, yeah.
The smoke.
So get out of the premises, and then of course, immediately dial 911.
Yeah, got to call 911. The 911 operator will answer the call. They're going to ask you some questions. It may seem like they're asking a bunch of questions, but it's as soon as you call 911 and 911 center gets an address and what is the problem, the responders are being dispatched. So there's 7 to 8 people in that 911 center. So just because you're on the phone with an operator doesn't mean help's not coming yet.
Now, the other thing we want to share in this time of recognizing fire prevention and fire safety are the wonderful men and women who do what you do, Ray, which are those firefighters. And in the county, not in municipalities, we have a combination of paid firefighters and volunteers.
Yes.
And you can never have enough volunteers. Talk about that.
Never have enough volunteers. And nowadays, I mean, we hear it all over the world, and we hear it every day that volunteerism is going away. The thought of I'm a volunteer my time to come down and help out my community or help out my neighbor, it's just people don't have time anymore. Yeah. The world we live in today, it's constant go, go, go. I know folks, you know, you have families, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 kids, you've got sports, but I mean, there's time somewhere to where you can volunteer your time to help somebody.
And help your neighbor in a time of need and and fear. And when we see that fire truck, and my office faces the highway when our Rich Lanes Volunteer Fire Department comes through, I know how many times a week they go through and the devotion that they have to getting there safely and taking care of folks. So we also want to take this time to say thank you to you all for what you do.
And if you want to volunteer and you live in a district that has a volunteer fire department, please go down there and ask them, what do I need to do to volunteer? Because a lot of folks when I talk to people and say, hey, come volunteer, and they're like, well, I can't fight fire. There's 1,000 other things that we can have you do as a volunteer. You don't have to wear that heavy gear. You don't have to put on that air pack and go in to fight fire, but we can use you
in some way to support what you all do.
Right.
It's incredible. Now, Ray, we mentioned also calling 911, but you wanted to share with us that there's more than one way we can reach 911 now.
Yeah, there's an app that Onslow County has graciously paid into that anybody in Onslow County can log into this app called Smart 911. It's free for the citizens to log into this, create you an account. You can do it on your cell phone, you can do it on the desktop, but you can go in there and put your name, your address, your telephone number, everybody that lived there. Like I've got mine, I've got a picture of my 2 sons, I got a picture of my 2 dogs. I got a point of contact in case, you know, we're not home. I can give them here's my neighbor's cell phone number, call them. If you've got an elderly living with you, maybe they're bedridden on the 2nd floor. That's good information to know that when you're not home, your neighbor calls and says, hey, I see smoke in this house. Then we can pull up that house and say, oh, well, they got somebody that's bedridden upstairs on oxygen. Well, then we can relay that to the responders. So you can put pictures in there. You can put what kind of medicine you're on. So that way, if you pass out and you call 911, I mean, EMS has all this information. The fire department, I mean, dispatch can relay all this information to them.
At our fingertips. That is incredible. And also, it is that thing that we all seek, right? Which the uncertainty of fire is scary, but it's the peace of mind knowing that response is there.
And it's free.
And it's a free app that we can all participate in.
Yeah.
Ray, thank you for, again, inviting us in. If you had something you wanted to share with our viewers about fire safety and prevention, what's that best advice, that top-of-mind reminder?
Well, the number one thing is you have to test your fire and smoke detectors because they save lives. Because if there's smoke in there and your fire detector it doesn't go off, how do you know? You sleep right through it. So we have to change those batteries every time we change the clocks, and we have to test them. You have to get up on that ladder and push that button, or use your broom handle, push the button. You know, do those, like at home, I'll pick a night that we're home from football practice and everything, and everybody's sitting around. I'll take a broom handle and hold down the alarm. I won't tell nobody, just to see if everybody will evacuate, go to the meeting place, things like that. And that's a test. That's a test.
You do your own fire drill at home. I think that is the best example, right? You are leading by example.
That's right.
You practice what you preach.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, Ray, thank you. Thank you again for sharing your space with us. Thank you for what you do to keep us safe every single day.
Yes, ma'am. Thanks for having me.
As always, we want to thank you for joining us for Onslow County Today. And a very special thank you to each of our guests. Amy Small from the Onslow County Health Department, Allison Mattocks from Onslow County Cooperative Extension, LaQuesha Cadwallader from Onslow County Park and Recreation, Jennifer Randall from our Onslow County Public Libraries, and finally Chief Ray Silance from here at the Southwest Volunteer Fire Department and 911. This time of year is the perfect time of year to get out and explore your Onslow County today. We'll see you next time.